If you or someone you love depends on Social Security, we need to talk about 3 critical developments that dropped this week, and they're affecting millions of us right now. The Social Security Administration's Inspector General just issued an urgent warning about a sophisticated new scam that's already stolen billions from our community. At the same time, Medicare Part B premiums are jumping nearly 10% in 2026, which means that small cost of living increase we're getting, it's about to get eaten up before it even hits our accounts. But here's something that could change everything. There's brand new legislation on the table proposing a $200 per month increase for everyone collecting Social Security, SSI, SSDI, veterans benefits, and railroad retirement. We're talking about everyone in our community. Now, I know we've heard promises before, but this is different, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what's happening, what it means for your monthly check, and most importantly, what steps we can take together to protect ourselves and advocate for the support we deserve. Before we dive into these critical updates, let's make sure we're staying informed together. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update that affects your benefits. And if you find this information helpful, a quick like lets me know you want more coverage like this. We're stronger when we're informed together, so let's get into what you need to know right now. Let's start with the most immediate threat to our community, because this one requires action today. A dangerous new scam is targeting Social Security recipients, and the tactics these criminals are using are more sophisticated than anything we've seen before. The Office of the Inspector General for the Social Security Administration released an official warning just in the last 24 hours, and what makes this scam so dangerous is how official it looks and how much pressure it puts on us to act fast. Here's how it works, and I want you to share this with every person you know who receives benefits. You might receive an email with a subject line that says, "Alert, Social Security account issues detected." When you open it, there's an official-looking attachment on what appears to be Social Security letterhead, with a title that reads, "Suspension of Social Security Number Due to Criminal Activities." The letter claims your Social Security number will be suspended within 24 hours and that your case is being referred for criminal prosecution. It even lists specific charges to make it feel real. The document is stamped with phrases like official document and official government communication, and it tells you to call a specific number immediately. Now, here's where this gets really concerning for our community. When you call that number, the person who answers may actually use a real Social Security Administration employee's name. They're impersonating actual federal workers, which makes this feel legitimate. They may ask for your personal information, claiming they need it to resolve the situation. Some scams use automated messages that direct you to send a text instead. The pressure is intense, the fear is real, and that's exactly what these criminals are counting on. Acting Inspector General Michelle Anderson said something we all need to remember. If you get an unexpected call, text, email, letter, or social media message from any government agency, pause and think scam first. The person contacting you may not be who they claim to be. And here's the key fact. The Social Security Administration will never send letters like this. They will never threaten to suspend your Social Security number within 24 hours. That's simply not how the real system works. The statistics on this are heartbreaking. In 2024 alone, consumers reported losing more than $12.5 billion to fraud. That's billion with a B. That's a 25% increase from the previous year. And here's what hits closest to home for our community. Adults ages 60 and over are the most likely to report losses of tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars from scams. Between 2020 and 2024, the number of older adults who reported losing $10,000 or more went up more than 4 times. And those who lost more than $100,000, that number jumped nearly 7 times in those same years. So what can we do right now to protect ourselves and our loved ones? First, if you receive any unexpected communication claiming to be from Social Security, stop before you respond. Don't call the number they provide. Instead, go directly to ssa.gov or call Social Security's official number that you can verify independently. Second, never send money or give out personal information to someone who contacts you out of the blue, no matter how official they sound. Third, talk to someone you trust before taking any action on these types of urgent messages. And fourth, report any suspicious contacts to the real Office of Inspector General at SSA.gov scam We protect our community by staying alert and sharing information with each other. Now, let's talk about something that's going to affect every single one of us who has Medicare, and it's happening whether we're ready or not. The standard Medicare Part B premium is jumping to $22.90 per month in 2026. That's up from $185 this year, which means we're looking at a 9.7% increase. That's an additional $17.90 coming out of our checks every single month. Mary Johnson, an independent Social Security and Medicare analyst, pointed out that this is the second highest Part B premium increase we've seen in dollar terms. The highest was back in 2022 when it jumped by $21.60. And here's why this matters so much right now. We're getting a 2.8% cost of living adjustment in 2026, which translates to about $56 more per month on average for retirement benefits. But when nearly $18 of that is immediately going to Medicare Part B premiums, we're really only seeing about $38 in actual increased buying power. That's before we even talk about Part D prescription coverage or Medicare Advantage plan costs that might also increase. Johnson said something that probably resonates with all of us. Retirees may see this as a continuation in relentless cost increases. Because that's what it feels like, doesn't it? Every time we get a small increase to help us keep up with rising costs, something else goes up and takes a big chunk of it right back. The groceries cost more, the utilities cost more, and now our healthcare premiums are eating into the little bit extra we were supposed to get. There is a hold harmless provision that protects us from having our Social Security benefits actually decrease because of Medicare premium increases, which is important. But other automatic deductions like private Medicare Advantage plans or Part D prescription drug coverage can still reduce what we see in our checks. And this is why it's so important to review your Medicare coverage every year during open enrollment. Making sure you have the most cost-effective plan that still covers your needs can make a real difference in how much of your benefit you get to keep. On top of the premium increase, the annual deductible for Part B is going up to $283 in 2026. That's a 10% increase from the $257 deductible we have this year. According to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, these increases are primarily due to projected price changes and expected utilization increases based on historical patterns. But for those of us living on fixed incomes, these explanations don't make it any easier to stretch our dollars further each month. Now, here's where we get to some potentially hopeful news, though I want to be realistic with you about what this means and what the chances are. A group of Democratic senators just introduced brand new legislation called the Social Security Emergency Inflation Relief Act. This is different from previous bills we've talked about on this channel. This one was introduced late last month, and it proposes giving us an extra $200 per month for the first half of 2026 from January through July. Let me be clear about who this would cover, because it's broader than just traditional Social Security retirement benefits. This proposed increase would apply to all 71 million Americans receiving Social Security benefits, plus the 7.5 million people getting Supplemental Security Income or SSI payments. It would also cover those receiving Federal Railroad retirement payments, disabled veterans, and those receiving veterans' pensions. So we're talking about our entire community here. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer explained the reasoning behind this bill, saying that seniors face difficult decisions as they watch their bank accounts shrinking and that the cost of living adjustment simply doesn't reflect our current reality. The bill is designed to offset higher prices due to inflation, and it would come on top of that 2.8% COLA we're already getting in January. Now, I need to be honest with you about the path forward for this legislation because we've been down this road before with proposed benefit increases that didn't become reality. This bill would need to pass both the House and the Senate and then be signed by the President. Given the current political landscape and the ongoing debates about Social Security's long-term solvency, getting this passed faces significant challenges. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't pay attention or make our voices heard. Our representatives need to know that this matters to us, that we're watching, and that we need real solutions to the squeeze so many of us are feeling right now. Some of you might remember back in 2020 when there were similar proposals for $200 monthly increases to Social Security benefits. Those proposals didn't materialize into law, which left many people feeling disappointed and even betrayed by what felt like broken promises. I don't want anyone to get their hopes up unrealistically, but I also don't want us to become so cynical that we stop advocating for ourselves. The truth is, these proposals keep coming back because the need is real and growing. More people are recognizing that the current cost of living adjustments aren't keeping pace with the actual costs we're facing, especially when healthcare premiums keep eating into those increases. The article about this new legislation came out just 4 days ago, on November 15th, and I'll keep following this closely. As this bill moves through Congress, if it does, I'll be here updating you every step of the way. Because whether this particular bill passes or not, the conversation about how to better support Social Security beneficiaries isn't going away. The trust fund solvency issues are real, the inadequacy of COLA increases is real, and the pressure from rising Medicare costs is real. Something has to give, and our job is to stay informed and engaged in this process. So here's where we are right now as a community. We've got serious scams targeting us that require us to stay vigilant and protect each other by sharing information. We've got Medicare Part B premiums taking a bigger bite out of our COLA increase, which means we need to be smart about our coverage choices and make sure we're not paying more than necessary. And we've got new legislation proposed that could provide real relief, even if we need to be realistic about the challenges it faces in becoming law. I want to hear from you in the comments. Are you concerned about these Medicare premium increases eating into your cost of living adjustment? Do you think legislation like this $200 monthly increase stands a chance of passing? And have you or anyone you know encountered these new scam attempts? Let's talk about this together because sharing our experiences and concerns helps all of us stay informed and protected. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and share this video with anyone in your life who receives Social Security, SSI, SSDI, Veterans Benefits, or Medicare. We're all in this together, and the more we know, the better we can advocate for ourselves and protect each other from those who would take advantage of us. I'll have all the sources and links in the description below so you can read the official warnings and articles for yourself. And as always, I'll be here keeping you updated on every development that affects our benefits. We'll get through this together. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you in the next update.